I am Sajam. You're on 3rd Street. Oh, man. You know, I saw a video on YouTube, and I saw this. I am not Sajam. A likely story. I mean, who does he think he's fooling? Someone tweeted the following tweet, right? He said, at Michael Murray, at Sajam, no audio. This is for the Japanese roundtable. Obviously, I wasn't there. I thought it was just somebody who tweeted.
Oh, you're a Sajam fan?
And
now?
that would make it funny. But the fact that it's someone who Giuna has worked with multiple times, I was like, oh, that's so much worse. You know, everybody else, right? All the other people who are generically white looking, they get called Sajam all the time. But because I am Sajam, I have the opposite issue. I cannot begin to explain how many people have in earnest. Now, this is before the meme happened. Like, I'm talking over the last like 4 to 5 years at tournaments. People come up to me and at least half a dozen times have thought that I was Alex Myers. I'm not kidding. He's like 1.5 feet taller than me. We look completely different. People have come up to me and Myers together and asked if we were related. It's so bad. At one of the Evo after parties, someone came up to me and said, oh my God, I'm a big fan of you. And I said, thanks very much. That's very nice. And he said, yeah, I love your cami. You're Alex Myers, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, hey, can you give me matchup advice against Chun-Li? I was like, yeah, no problem. And like, I was with someone else who knew that I was Sajam and was like, did you just pretend to be Alex Myers? I was like, I didn't have the heart to tell him. He needed the matchup advice, man. You know, obviously, people have asked me if I'm Ultra David at lots of different events. Ono tells me I look like Tom Cruise backstage at Capcom Cup. Well, that makes sense. Sure. All right. That's no problem. But it gets worse, right? Like, you know, calling random white people Sajam on accident, it happens all the time. But what I don't understand, chat room, is that I get called people who are not white people. The same events where people would tell me that I look like Ultra David, people have asked me if I was James Chen. People legit come up to me and be like, you're James Chen, right? The Street Fighter guy? I'm a big fan of your commentary. And I was like, no, James Chen is Asian. Do you not? What? How did this happen? Even worse, I've told this story on the stream before. At Evo, at the after party one year, a guy came up to me and was like, bro, yo, what up? Hey, I'm a big fan. You're Tasty Steve, right? And his friend turned to him and was like, bro, Tasty Steve is black. His friend was like, oh, you're that other one, right? And he didn't know the other one. And I was like, yep, that's me. I'm that other one. But the strangest one of all is definitely Vicious. I don't understand how this has happened. If you think about me, there's 2 defining characteristics that people remember. I'm white and I have hair. Somehow Vicious, who's Filipino and bald, got mistaken for me out in public. I can't begin to say I understand how a Filipino bald guy could possibly be me. For the big
Hey,
smacker,
I'm a huge fan. Your Maha's right. I just wanted to reach out regarding your tech company recruitment here in Guatemala.
I got you. You need a job? I saw someone on YouTube call me No Pants. How can that be? They don't even know what No Pants looks like. If you see that guy, he's not Sajam. In fact, everybody else just assume the chances of them being Sajam are pretty low. You should stop asking the people if they are Sajam. You should say, hey, are you not Sajam? Because your odds are much higher. Even if they're Asian or if they're black. Just say, hey, you're not Sajam, right? And they'll be like, yeah. And you'll be like, got him. Fucking nailed it. Although, if you say roll back 3 times into the mirror, you'll see my face. So if you ever forget what I look like, it's not that hard. You might have to turn out the lights and light a candle or something, but is that the little bussy magic? It is. When you agree to collab with Lil Bussy Man, you gain the powers of teleportation. How do you summon Tasty Steve? You have to leave your arm in a vulnerable position and then play a hype fighting game clip, and he will appear to shake you.
Listen.
In Japan, the first time I went there, the curry shop owner called Tasty Steve Will Smith. They're like, Steve, do you care that he calls you Will Smith? And Steve was like, the guy's like 80, bro. He's got 1 foot in the grave. I'm not going to correct him. He makes good food.